when I did what is right, which I did what was right in my situation, everything just came.
What was your situation?
Well, a year ago I came here because I wanted to stop smoking weed, and my situation.
Pot smoker.
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
smoke up all your pot before you stopped, or you?
I think so. I think I did.
This is my last little bit. I'm gonna stop after this one.
I was smoking a lot of weed, and I came here, and
That's amazing. I'm not accustomed to girls smoking weed.
yeah.
It seems odd when I hear ladies say they smoke weed.
Yeah. Well, and so when I came here, you had asked me, have you forgiven your mother, father? And I had no issues
Right.
with them. Then you asked me, who are you angry at? And it was at my boyfriend at that time. And so you said, why are you living with somebody, when you guys are not married? And we had a son together, and, we had a child out of wedlock. And it's taken me a year. I've been wanting to separate, and because I knew in my heart just something wasn't right.
Yeah.
And it finally got very clear to me that I was the one that I'm allowing myself to be in a bad situation. Like, I'm the one that's causing this.
Absolutely.
And I'm the one that's in a relationship with somebody that doesn't really want to be in a relationship with me, because if he did, he would do what's right and would have made it so. And so that came very clear to me. And I confronted the situation. I dealt with it. I dealt with it. And when I dealt with it, he realized he didn't want to be in the relationship with me, and he wanted to leave. Now, what was interesting,
amazing,
when you do what's right,
yeah.
Okay, everything is given to you. Like, everything's been given to me, and I haven't had to ask for it, and I haven't had to fight for it for myself. And
right on.
a good example of it was, 2 examples. One, when he had said, I'm going to leave, but then he wasn't leaving. So I finally held him accountable to his word, and I said, if you're a man, I would get my suitcase and pack everything and leave. And when I said that, it was like the fuse was lit, and all of a sudden, all these words started coming at me of, like, trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
However, I wasn't doing this because of my ego. I wasn't breaking up with him because I want to be a single woman and I need a man or any of that. I was doing it for the right reasons.
Right on.
And because I was doing it for the right reasons, I was, like, in that moment just listening to everything, and it was like a movie. Like watching a movie.
Yes.
And seeing him react that way didn't affect me at all. If anything, I had so much compassion that I stayed as quiet as I could.
Right
I
on.
stayed out of his way. I allowed him to make the mess that he made in my house. And I just let everything happen. And he even took my son. Like, he's like, you know what, because of this, I'm taking my son, I'm leaving, right? And I said, you know what, I understand. I said, I have to pay the price for what I'm doing,
That's
and I'm
right.
willing to do it for what is right.
That's right. You could take him out. That means I don't have to take care of him.
And he did. And the crazy part of all of this is, a couple days pass, and then I get a call, and he was understanding, and he totally saw it for himself. And he didn't apologize, but he recognized that he was saying things out of anger.
Yes.
He also, and then that happened, and then my son, out of his own free will, realized that he didn't want to be set behind in school, and he wanted to come home. And because I had to go to the principal and tell her, look, I don't know if my son's coming back.
Right.
Because out of anger and all of that, he took him, and I wasn't sure what the plan was. Before the week ended, on Friday, my son came in at like 5 in the morning and took a shower, and, Mom, let's go. I got to go to school. And he's staying with me now. And I didn't even ask for that. I didn't even say,
right,
hey, I'm
on.
going to get child support on you. You're going to get custody. None of that stuff. I was like,
amazing.
whatever. And then the other thing, too, I was able to tell him, the father, that, look, I have no anger towards you. If anything, it's so important that you're successful in life, because you're going to set the example for my son.
That's
and if
right.
there's anything I'm doing,
yeah.
or anything I'm not doing that's getting in the way, I want to tell me, because I don't want to be a cause for your lack of success. So tell me if I'm in the way or if I'm not in the way, whatever it is, I'm here for you. And I did that, and he hugged me. Like, he hugged me, and, like, he came to me, he hugged me. I didn't hug him. And
make sure he don't hold you too long, though.
No, but
okay, that's enough.
Well,
You don't want me to draw you back in.
well, I'm a little
Don't be
still
like, oh,
conflicted.
hold me a little longer.
I was a little conflicted.
You don't love me.
So that happened, and then it just seemed like everything just fell in order. I have my son, I have the respect of his father, or I think I have the respect of his father, and not only that, but I had a part-time job. I have a part-time job. I went on an interview on Wednesday, and because of a friend, I posted on Facebook that I was looking for a job, and a friend reached out and said, hey, call this one guy, and I called that one guy, and this one guy is is very successful and needs somebody to, help him with his business. And now I have a full-time job and I can pay my bills. And I didn't have to worry about anything, nothing. I didn't plan it.
You haven't seen anything yet. Because God loved you, and He loved you more than your earthly father could ever love you, and He would take care of you.
And I have to say, there was a conversation I had a couple weekends ago with one of the fellows here, and he told me about the story of, I guess, Abraham and Ishmael, and I don't know very well, but something of the nature where he had a child, and it wasn't with his wife, it was with somebody else, and the wife got jealous and asked them to leave, and I guess God had provided for them on like some kind of rock, gave them water, and that story is about, look, when you do right, God will provide, and I see it with my own eyes in my own life. And
amazing. Well, I'm glad you finally did the right thing.
Yeah, I did.
I know it was hard before. Right on. Mm-hmm. Keep it up.
And it feels clear. I feel clear. I feel, like you said, right onto your feet.
The one thing I want you to know is that for each and every one of His children, your life is already laid out. It really is. And that's why you don't have to seek your purpose and all that crap. It'll find you. You don't have to worry about tomorrow. It'll take care of you. You don't have to worry about yesterday. It doesn't exist. If you just live now, your life is all. He wouldn't draw you back unto Him if He did not or had not planned to take care of you. He got your life laid out for you. But you got to stay out of here so you don't doubt. You got to. And I like what you said about how you were able to let your son go with his father, right? That means that we're not supposed to attach to anything. Don't become attached to nothing, nobody, no thing. Because if you attach yourself to it, it owns you. It will control you, and you won't be able to do right. Because you're afraid of losing it, or you're afraid of not having enough, or you're afraid of this or that. Just let it come and go. And you'll have the most amazing life. Don't be attached to anything. When my son came back to me, and he was all acting out, and I let him act out, I'm like, all right, I understand it. I'm sorry for what happened, blah, 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 right? And he just kept acting out, so I finally put him out. I'm like, you gotta go. He ran up my cell phone, for one thing. And you don't run up my telephone bill, right? Not at the house. And so I let him go, and then he thought about it. Time passed, and now he has his own home. He has his own family. Everything is fine because he realized what I was telling him was true. He had to learn the hard way. He had to suffer. But he just bought a big, beautiful home down in Atlanta, Georgia, somewhere down there, and things are well. You got to let things go, even if it's your own children. When they become adults, you got to let them go. And women, you don't own them. Don't follow them to Mexico. Don't follow them to West Hill.